Two developers open Claude Code. Same task, same model. One finishes in minutes and barely spends a thing. The other burns 5 times the tokens and gets worse answers. The difference isn't talent, and it isn't the prompt. It's a system. Here's how power users actually run Claude Code. First, what changed? In 2026, the models got good enough that clever prompting stopped being the bottleneck. The new skill is context architecture, how you manage what Claude can see, and how you structure the work around it. Get that right, and everything else falls into place. Start with the one idea that explains all the rest. Your context window is a budget. Every file Claude reads, every command it runs, every reply it gives, it all stacks up in that window. And here's what most people miss. Quality doesn't fall off a cliff when the window is full. It starts slipping around the halfway mark. Past 50%, Claude gets slower and more forgetful, and more expensive, because every new message resends the entire history. Beginners let that budget fill with junk. Power users guard it. That's why the gap is so wide. On the very same task, a beginner can spend up to 5 times the tokens of an expert for a worse result. Same model, same problem. The expert just keeps the window lean and focused. So how do they do it? 5 habits. Habit 1. A tight Claude.md file. This loads at the start of every session, your stack, your conventions, your hard rules. Teams that keep one finished tasks about 40% faster and get a correct first attempt 3 to 5 times more often. But bigger is not better. Stuff it with everything and Claude ignores half of it. The rule that works. Guardrails, not a manual. With the budget protected, the real workflow is a loop. 5 moves on every serious task. Research. Plan. Execute. Review. Ship. Most people jump straight to execute, and that is exactly why Claude ends up solving the wrong problem. Habit 2. Research before code. Let Claude explore first, read the files, map the problem. Power users push this into a subagent, a separate context that does the heavy reading and hands back a clean summary, so the main window stays focused and uncluttered. Investigate first. Never let it guess. Habit 3. Plan before you build. Turn on plan mode. Claude lays out its approach and waits for your approval before it touches a single file. Approving a plan costs you seconds. Fixing the wrong implementation costs an hour. This one switch saves more time than any prompt trick. Habit 4. Review with evidence. After Claude executes the plan, don't accept the word done. Make it show the test output, the command it ran, the result on screen. Verification is the single highest leverage move in the entire workflow. Then, and only then, ship. Underneath that loop sit 5 ways to steer Claude, and knowing which to reach for is half the skill. Claude.md for always true rules. / commands for a quick, repeatable shortcut. Skills for richer workflows Claude triggers on its own. Subagents for isolated, parallel work. And hooks to automate checks, like blocking a commit until the tests pass. The trap is hoarding them. A long list of custom commands is an anti-pattern. Add one only when it truly earns its place. Habit 5 is the simplest, and it closes most of the gap. Reset. When you switch tasks, /clear. When a phase is finished, /compact. Summarize the work and shrink the context back down. A fresh window beats a bloated one every single time. So that's the system. Treat context as a budget. Keep it tight Claude.md. Run the loop, research, plan, execute, review, ship. Steer with the right tool. And reset often. None of it is a magic prompt. Power users simply turned Claude Code into an operating system. Now you can too.